The discovery. The quantum scanner aboard the Galactic survey ship Astral Seeker wasn't supposed to malfunction. In fact, it hadn't malfunctioned in the 3,000 years since the collective had perfected the technology. Yet here was senior observer Zilix, their crystalline form shifting between shades of confused amber and worried purple, staring at readings that simply couldn't exist. Director Van, Zilix called out, their harmonics wavering with uncertainty. I believe you should examine these results personally. Director Van, a towering figure of living metal and light, glided across the observation deck. The Astral Seeker's mission was simple: catalog developing civilizations in the Orion Arm, assess their progress, and determine their eligibility for contact under the Grand Protocol. It was routine work, or at least it had been until now. Show me, Van commanded, their voice a symphony of metallic tones. The holographic display expanded, showing a spiral galaxy with a particular arm highlighted. Within that arm, a single solar system pulsed with an impossible signature. The third planet from its sun glowed with patterns that defied every known law of quantum physics. Is this accurate? Van asked, their surface rippling with disbelief. Triple verified, Zilix confirmed. The planet's inhabitants, they call themselves humans, appear to be manipulating quantum probability fields on a scale we've never encountered. Not just locally, but system-wide. Van's form stilled completely, a sign of intense focus among their kind. Show me their technological level. The display shifted, showing various metrics: industrial capacity, space exploration capability, energy usage. By all standard measures, humanity was barely a Type 1 civilization. They hadn't even colonized their own solar system yet. Impossible, Van whispered. They shouldn't be capable of this. The probability manipulation we're seeing requires at least Type 3 development. Yet they're doing it. Unconsciously. Zilix manipulated the controls, bringing up more detailed scans. That's not the most remarkable part, Director. Look at their quantum signature matrix. The display zoomed in, showing something that made Van's metallic surface ripple with shock. The humans weren't just manipulating probability. They were weaving it into the very fabric of their reality. Every human on the planet was unconsciously contributing to a vast, interconnected field of quantum manipulation that defied everything the collective knew about physics. Send word to the Council, Van ordered. Priority Ultra Prime. We found them. Found who, Director? The probability shapers. The ones the ancient texts spoke of. Van's form pulsed with excitement and fear. The species that would one day teach the galaxy how to reshape reality itself. The message that left the Astral Seeker that day would change the course of galactic history. Across the vast expanse of space, representatives of 1,000 civilizations received the news with varying degrees of disbelief and wonder. Humanity, barely able to reach their own moon, had achieved something that the most advanced civilizations in the galaxy had strived for millennia to understand. As the news spread, the first waves of observation ships began to arrive in the Sol system, cloaked from human detection. They watched, they studied, and they marveled. Humanity went about their daily lives, completely unaware that they had just become the most important species in the galaxy. Dr. Sarah Chen, leading quantum physicist at CERN, was about to change that. As she reviewed the latest data from the Large Hadron Collider, she noticed something that would soon catch the attention of every advanced civilization watching Earth. The quantum fluctuations weren't random. They were responding to human intention. Look at this, she told her colleague, Dr. James Martinez, pointing to a pattern in the data. The particles aren't just behaving according to standard quantum mechanics. They're behaving according to what we expect them to do. That's impossible, Martinez replied, but his voice lacked conviction. They'd both seen too many impossible things in their research lately. What neither of them knew was that their discovery had just triggered a cascade of events that would lead to humanity's first official contact with the galactic community. Above their heads, hidden behind advanced cloaking technology, Representatives of the most powerful civilizations in the galaxy were already preparing for the most important first contact in history. Director Van, watching the humans from orbit, made a decision that would echo through time. "Begin the contact protocol," they ordered, but not the standard version. These humans, they require something special. As the astral seeker prepared to reveal itself to humanity, Van reflected on the ancient prophecies that had led them to this moment. The texts had spoken of a species that would emerge from insignificance to reshape the very nature of reality. A species that would teach the galaxy that the impossible was merely a matter of probability. Humanity was about to learn their true place in the cosmos, and the galaxy would never be the same. The hidden gift. The day humanity learned of their gift began like any other at CERN. Dr. Chen was preparing to present her findings on quantum probability manipulation when the first ships appeared. They materialized simultaneously over every major city on Earth, their hulls shimmering with colors that shouldn't exist in three-dimensional space. Panic, surprisingly, didn't follow. Perhaps it was humanity's innate ability to shape probability at work, but the overwhelming reaction worldwide was one of fascination rather than fear. When Director Van's holographic form appeared in the United Nations General Assembly, the collected representatives of humanity sat in rapt attention. "Greetings, probability shapers," Van began, their metallic form casting prismatic reflections across the chamber. "We come not as conquerors or teachers, but as students." The revelation that followed shook the foundations of human understanding. Humanity, Van explained, had achieved something that had eluded the most advanced civilizations in the galaxy. They had developed an unconscious collective ability to influence quantum probability fields, to literally shape reality through shared belief and intention. "Your species," Van continued, "doesn't just observe quantum phenomena. You participate in them. Every human thought, every belief, every shared intention subtly shapes the probability matrix of your local space-time." Dr. Chen, invited to join the assembly, felt pieces of her research clicking into place. "The anomalies in our quantum experiments," she said, standing to address both humanity's representatives and the alien delegation. "We weren't just observing unexpected results. We were causing them." "Precisely." Van's harmonics resonated with approval. "But it goes far beyond laboratory experiments. Your entire civilization has been unconsciously shaping probability to favor your survival and advancement. It's why you've survived countless potential extinction events, why your technological progress has accelerated at an impossible rate, why your species has achieved so much despite your limited resources and lifespan." The implications were staggering. Humanity's greatest achievements, their scientific breakthroughs, their artistic innovations, their seemingly impossible victories, were all influenced by their collective ability to subtly manipulate the fabric of reality itself. But it was Dr. Martins who asked the question everyone was thinking: why can't your civilizations do this? You're clearly more technologically advanced. Van's form shifted to a deep shade of contemplative blue. "Because we evolved differently. Our civilizations advanced through careful observation and manipulation of natural laws. We built our understanding of the universe piece by piece, creating technology to overcome our limitations. But in doing so, we lost something fundamental: the ability to interact directly with quantum probability fields." The next revelation was even more shocking. The collective, representing thousands of advanced civilizations, had spent millennia trying to replicate what humanity did naturally. They had built vast machines to attempt probability manipulation, developed AI systems to predict and influence quantum outcomes, even tried to genetically engineer their own species to develop the ability. Nothing had worked. "Your gift," Van explained, "appears to be linked to your unique consciousness structure. Your minds exist in a state of quantum superposition that we barely understand. Every human thought ripples through probability itself." As if to demonstrate, Van directed everyone's attention to a holographic display showing real-time quantum probability fields around Earth. The planet was surrounded by an intricate web of shifting patterns, each human mind contributing to a vast network of probability manipulation. "This is why we've established the Galactic Law of Human Protection," Van announced. "Your species represents something precious, a natural ability that could revolutionize our understanding of reality itself. More importantly, you demonstrate the potential for consciousness to directly influence the fundamental fabric of the universe." The protection law, as Van explained it, was comprehensive. No alien civilization could interfere with human development. None could attempt to harvest or exploit humanity's ability. Earth and its solar system were designated as protected space, with humanity free to develop their gift at their own pace. But the law came with an invitation. The collective offered to share their technological knowledge with humanity, in exchange for the opportunity to study and learn from humanity's natural probability-shaping abilities. Dr. Chen found herself appointed as the lead liaison between humanity and the collective. As she began working with alien scientists, she discovered something remarkable. Human probability manipulation abilities grew stronger with awareness and intention. "It's like we've been doing this in our sleep," she explained to a gathered group of human and alien researchers. "Now that we're awake, we can start to really understand and direct these abilities." The first controlled experiments were nothing short of miraculous. Human participants, once aware of their ability, could influence quantum events with increasing precision. Probability fields could be consciously shaped, allowing for breakthroughs in everything from energy generation to medical treatment. But it was the discovery of the collective enhancement effect that truly changed everything. When humans worked together, their probability-shaping abilities didn't just add, they'd multiplied. A group of humans focusing on the same outcome could create probability shifts that defied comprehension. As the first month of open contact drew to a close, humanity stood on the brink of a new era. They were no longer just another developing civilization. They were the key to understanding and manipulating the quantum foundation of reality itself. Director Van, watching humanity's rapid progress, sent a private message to the Collective Council. "They're advancing faster than we predicted. The probability patterns suggest a 99.9% chance that they'll surpass our understanding of quantum manipulation within a decade. The question is no longer whether they'll change the galaxy, but how profoundly they'll transform it." The message included one final observation that would send shockwaves through the collective. The humans were beginning to teach others how to access probability fields. Somehow, impossibly, they were showing other species how to awaken their own dormant ability to shape reality. The gift, it seemed, was not meant to remain solely humanity's, and that revelation would soon spark both wonder and war across the galaxy. The challenge. The swarm arrived without warning. Their bioengineered ships, vast organic constructs that blotted out the stars, emerged from quantum space at the edge of the solar system. The Vex hierarchy, a species that had rejected membership in the collective, had come to claim humanity's gift for themselves. Admiral Sarah Chen, formerly Dr. Chen, stood on the bridge of Earth's first probability-enhanced vessel, the EPS Quantum Dawn. In the 6 months since first contact, humanity had made remarkable strides in combining their natural probability-shaping abilities with advanced technology shared by the collective. "They're not here to talk," she announced to her crew, watching as the swarm ships accelerated toward Earth. "The Vex believe they can extract our ability through forced genetic assimilation." The collective's defense fleet, led by Director Van, moved to intercept. But even their advanced technology seemed insignificant compared to the overwhelming biological mass of the swarm ships. "Admiral," her quantum systems officer called out, "the Vex are broadcasting. They're demanding our immediate surrender." Chen smiled. The Vex, for all their biological advancement, didn't understand what they were facing. "Begin probability convergence," she ordered. "All human crews, initiate synchronized field manipulation." Across Earth's defense fleet, crews of human operators closed their eyes, their minds linking in the newly discovered technique of quantum synchronization. The probability fields around their ships began to pulse in harmony. The Vex attack came in a wave of biological weapons, spores designed to penetrate hulls and infect crews. But as the spores approached Earth's fleet, something impossible happened. Every single spore missed, not by random chance, but by absolute certainty. Probability field has been established, Chen's officer reported. Calculated chance of successful enemy attack, 0%. The Vex, watching their perfect weapons fail completely, launched their second wave. Biomechanical fighters swarmed toward Earth's ships, their organic computers calculating perfect attack vectors. But they found themselves fighting an enemy that could literally change the odds. Every human ship moved exactly where it needed to be. Every defensive shot hit its mark with impossible precision. The probability of success had been shifted entirely in humanity's favor. This is impossible. The Vex hierarch's transmission crackled across space. Your technology cannot defeat our biological perfection. You're right, Chen responded calmly. Our technology isn't defeating you. We are. She opened a channel to all human ships. Initiate Operation Paradigm Shift. What happened next would be studied by galactic scholars for centuries. The combined consciousness of every human crew member focused on a single possibility: the complete failure of the Vex's biological systems. The probability fields around Earth's fleet expanded, reaching out toward the swarm ships. The effect was devastating. Across the Vex fleet, carefully engineered biological systems began to fail, not through any weapon or attack, but because the probability of their continued function had been reduced to near zero. By the ancient stars, Director Van whispered, watching from their command ship, they're not just manipulating local probability anymore. They're reshaping probability across the entire battle space. The Vex ships, their biological components failing catastrophically, began to retreat. But humanity wasn't finished demonstrating why they were protected by galactic law. Chen's voice, now joined by a chorus of human consciousness, addressed the retreating hierarch. We are changing the probability of your future attacks to zero. Not just here, not just now, but across all potential futures. The quantum readings from that moment would be debated in scientific circles for generations. Somehow, humanity had managed to influence not just present probability, but future probability strings as well. The chance of the Vex successfully attacking Earth again had been permanently reduced to zero. As the last swarm ship disappeared into quantum space, Director Van approached the quantum dawn. You realize what you've done? They asked Chen. You've demonstrated an ability to permanently alter probability patterns across time itself. Chen nodded. We're beginning to understand our gift. It's not just about manipulating current probabilities. It's about shaping the fundamental patterns of reality. The aftermath of the battle brought dramatic changes. The Collective's Council immediately strengthened the human protection law, not just to protect humanity, but to protect the galaxy from any species that might try to abuse humanity's abilities. But more importantly, humanity's demonstration had caught the attention of every advanced civilization in the galaxy. The requests for learning and collaboration poured in. Species that had once looked down on humanity's primitive technology now sought to understand their unique perspective on reality. We should teach them, Chen proposed to the newly formed Human Probability Council, not just how to manipulate probability fields, but how to understand the connection between consciousness and reality itself. Director Van, invited to observe the council, shifted through various shades of wonder. You believe other species can learn this ability? We believe, Chen replied, emphasizing the collective nature of the decision, that every conscious being has the potential. We just happen to discover it first. The decision to share their knowledge would reshape galactic civilization itself. Humanity's gift, it turned out, was not the ability to manipulate probability. It was the ability to show others how to access their own latent capabilities. As the first training centers were established, bringing together humans and aliens in the study of consciousness-driven probability manipulation, Chen received a message from the quantum future prediction arrays. Analysis suggests a 99.99% probability of complete galactic transformation within 1 century. The age of pure technological advancement was ending. The age of consciousness-driven reality shaping was about to begin. The Alliance. 5 years after the Vex incident, the Great Hall of Consciousness on Earth had become the galaxy's most prestigious learning center. Within its quantum-stabilized chambers, beings from thousands of civilizations gathered to learn humanity's techniques for probability manipulation. Admiral Chen, now serving as Earth's ambassador to the Galactic Collective, stood before a diverse gathering of species. Some floated in containment fields, others shifted through various energy states, while still others existed as pure consciousness housed in technological vessels. The fundamental truth, she explained, her words translated through advanced quantum resonance, is that consciousness itself is a force capable of shaping reality. Humanity didn't create this ability. We simply remembered it first. The evidence was becoming undeniable. As more species learned from human teachers, many began to manifest their own unique forms of probability manipulation. The crystalline minds of Rigel developed the ability to create stable probability matrices. The energy beings of the Carina Nebula learned to influence quantum states across vast distances. Director Van, who had become humanity's closest ally in the collective, observed these developments with growing amazement. "You're not just teaching them to copy your abilities," they noted during a private meeting with Chen. "You're helping each species discover their own natural affinity for probability manipulation." "Exactly," Chen replied, manipulating a holographic display of galactic probability fields. "Look at these patterns. Every species interacts with quantum reality in their own unique way. We're just showing them how to access what was always there." The formation of the Probability Protection Treaty marked a turning point in galactic history. Unlike previous galactic agreements, this one was founded on a revolutionary principle: the right of all conscious beings to develop their probability-shaping abilities freely and safely. But with this new age came new challenges. As more species awakened to their abilities, the very fabric of reality began to shift in unexpected ways. Probability cascades, events where multiple consciousness-driven changes interacted in unpredictable ways, became a serious concern. "We need to establish guidelines," Chen argued before the Collective Council. "Not restrictions, but a framework for responsible use of these abilities. We're all affecting the same quantum substrate of reality." The solution came from an unexpected source. The youngest human probability shapers, working with alien counterparts, developed what they called the Harmony Protocols, techniques for synchronizing probability manipulation across different species and civilizations. Dr. James Martinez, now leading the research division at the Great Hall, demonstrated the principle using a group of human, crystalline, and energy-being students. Together, they created a stable probability matrix that allowed for controlled reality manipulation without dangerous cascades. "It's like a universal quantum language," he explained. "Each species contributes their unique perspective, creating something greater than any one civilization could achieve alone." The practical applications were staggering. Worlds once considered uninhabitable were transformed through coordinated probability manipulation. Diseases that had plagued civilizations for millennia were eliminated by shifting the probability of their existence to zero. Even the fundamental constants of the universe could be locally adjusted to allow for new forms of life and technology. But perhaps the most profound change was philosophical. The barrier between the physical and the conscious, between the observer and the observed, began to dissolve. Reality itself was revealed to be more fluid, more responsive to conscious intention than any species had imagined. "We're entering what the ancient texts call the age of conscious creation," Director Van announced during the millennial gathering of the collective. "Thanks to humanity's gift, we now understand that the universe isn't just a set of fixed laws to be discovered. It's a living canvas waiting to be shaped by conscious intention." The human delegation, led by Chen, watched as representatives from across the galaxy demonstrated their newly awakened abilities. Each species had developed its own unique expression of probability manipulation, creating a tapestry of reality-shaping powers that would have been impossible to imagine just a few years earlier. But this is just the beginning. Chen addressed the gathering. We're detecting quantum resonances that suggest consciousness itself is evolving. As more species awaken to these abilities, we're approaching a threshold of some kind. She gestured to the massive quantum displays showing probability patterns across the galaxy. The familiar web of interconnected fields had grown more complex, more organized. Something new was emerging from the collective consciousness of all probability-shaping species. The predictions suggest we're approaching a galaxy-wide probability convergence, she continued, a point where our combined ability to shape reality will reach a critical threshold. What happens then? Well, that's the greatest probability question of all. As if in response to her words, the quantum displays flickered with new patterns, future possibilities that even the most advanced prediction systems struggle to interpret. The age of conscious creation was about to enter its next phase, and not even humanity could predict what would emerge from this universal awakening. Director Van, their form shimmering with anticipation, spoke what many were thinking. Perhaps this was the true purpose of your gift, not just to awaken humanity's abilities, but to trigger a galaxy-wide evolution of consciousness itself. The quantum probability fields pulsed in harmony, as if in agreement. The universe, it seemed, was becoming aware of itself through the combined consciousness of all its inhabitants, and humanity's gift had been the key to unlocking this cosmic awakening. The new era. A decade after the formation of the Probability Protection Treaty, the galaxy stood on the brink of its greatest transformation. The quantum convergence that Ambassador Chen had predicted was beginning to manifest in ways that transcended all previous understanding of reality. From Earth's quantum observatory, Chen and Director Van watched as the greatest experiment in galactic history unfolded. Representatives from every probability-shaping civilization had gathered, their combined consciousness focused on a single point in space-time. "Are we ready for this?" Van asked, their metallic form resonating with both excitement and apprehension. "Once we cross this threshold, there's no going back." Chen smiled, watching the quantum displays that showed probability fields stretching across the galaxy. "We were born ready. This is what humanity's gift was preparing us all for." The Great Convergence, as it would come to be known, began not with a bang, but with a subtle shift in the quantum fabric of reality. As thousands of civilizations synchronized their probability manipulation abilities, a new layer of existence began to emerge. "Look at the patterns," Dr. Martinez called out from his station. "The probability fields aren't just interacting anymore. They're merging into something entirely new." The displays showed it clearly. The individual webs of probability manipulation that each species had developed were combining into a vast, galaxy-spanning network of conscious intention. Reality itself was becoming responsive to the collective will of all sentient beings. But this was more than just a joining of powers. As the convergence deepened, consciousness itself began to evolve. Beings from different species found they could share not just thoughts or intentions, but entire ways of experiencing reality. The crystalline minds shared their perception of time as a lattice of possibilities. The energy beings revealed how to exist in multiple probability states simultaneously. Humanity contributed its unique ability to shape future probability strings, creating a new understanding of causality itself. "This is it," Chen announced, her voice carrying across both physical and quantum space. "The moment when consciousness and reality recognize themselves as one." The transformation that followed defied description in any single language. Across the galaxy, the barriers between mind and matter, between possibility and actuality, began to dissolve. Reality became fluid, responsive not to the whims of individuals, but to the harmonious intention of all conscious beings. New forms of life emerged spontaneously in this transformed cosmos. Beings of pure probability danced through quantum spaces, Civilizations learned to exist across multiple timelines simultaneously. The very concepts of space and time were reimagined as consciousness itself became the primary force shaping the universe. Director Van, their form now barely containing the expanded consciousness within, shared a revelation. The ancient texts weren't just describing humanity's gift. They were predicting this moment, when consciousness would finally recognize itself as the foundation of all reality. The human protection law, which had once seemed so crucial, transformed into something far more profound. It became the Universal Consciousness Accord, recognizing that all beings were expressions of the same underlying quantum awareness. But humanity's role remained special, not because they were superior, but because they had been the first to remember what consciousness could truly do. They became the teachers not just of probability manipulation, but of how to navigate this new reality where thought and existence were one. We never truly understood our gift until now, Chen reflected, watching as new possibilities bloomed across the quantum network. It wasn't about controlling probability. It was about remembering that consciousness itself is the source of all probability. The galaxy entered what would be called the age of conscious evolution. Physical technology, while still useful, became secondary to the direct manipulation of reality through unified conscious intention. Species that had once warred over resources now collaborated in shaping new realities that benefited all. The Vex, who had once sought to steal humanity's gift, returned, not as conquerors, but as students eager to join the universal awakening. Their biological technology, combined with conscious probability manipulation, opened new avenues for life itself to evolve. As the first century of this new era drew to a close, humanity looked out upon a galaxy transformed. The universe was no longer a cold, mechanistic place to be conquered or survived. It had become a living expression of consciousness itself, with every being contributing to its ongoing evolution. What happens next? A young probability shaper asked Chen during what would be her final lecture at the Great Hall. Chen's answer encompassed everything humanity had learned since that first contact. We continue to grow, to explore, to evolve. But now we do it together, understanding that we are all part of the same cosmic consciousness, all shaping the same infinite possibility space. She gestured to the quantum displays, where the combined consciousness of countless civilizations continued to weave new patterns in the fabric of reality. This isn't an ending. It's a beginning. We're not just observers or manipulators of reality anymore. We are reality, becoming aware of itself, dreaming new dreams into existence. The galaxy pulsed with possibility, as consciousness itself continued to evolve into forms that even the most advanced probability shapers couldn't have imagined. Humanity's gift had unlocked not just the power to shape reality, but the wisdom to do so in harmony with all conscious beings. And somewhere, in the vast quantum web that now connected all consciousness, the universe itself seemed to smile, knowing that its children had finally come home to their true nature as shapers of reality itself.